This is Marcus Corval with Studio MMA and MMA Nut with the main event for Saturday night, Michael Bisping. How you feeling?
I feel great. Today's Thursday, the fight's Saturday. Obviously, I got to weigh in tomorrow, but I feel fantastic, on top of the world.
I have a bone to pick with you. Last time you did, you slapped my cameraman. I have a bit of a problem with that. Do you know why?
Talk to me.
I feel that the slap wasn't hard enough.
It definitely wasn't hard enough because he's on the other side of that camera with a cheeky grin on his face, and I don't like it.
I don't like him.
Oh.
I saw the video. I'm like, I'm happy, but I would have appreciated it a little bit harder.
No, I enjoyed that interview. It was good times. You better watch your step, as you might get a slap next. Okay.
Difference between him and me is I'm a little bit quicker.
Oh. Is that a challenge?
Wait till I drop the microphone in there.
He flinched. We're all friends here.
Yeah, absolutely. Talking about friends, 6 weeks, 2 teams, bunch of guys. Luckily, you didn't have to live in the house with the guys. But what was it like? Well, this time around, you didn't have to live in the house.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was, it was a lot of fun. Hard work, a hectic schedule. But I'm happy with the final product. I think it was a great season of The Ultimate Fighter, and that's the main thing. It would suck to go through all that. It's time away from the family, time away from training, time away from fighting. It would have been a shame to do all that, and then the final product was terrible. But I think the finished product was good. So yeah, I'm happy. It was a good experience.
It was a great talent of poor talent in that house. What was the main difference being a coach on there and watching these guys in the house versus living in that house yourself?
Yeah, sorry to burst your bubble, because I get asked this question a lot, and it frustrates me when people ask me what was the difference between being a contestant and coaching. It frustrates me, because what do you think the difference was? The main difference was, on one of them, I was a contestant, and on the other one, I was coaching. That is the difference. That is the main difference. But if you would like me to elaborate on that a little further, I will. Well, the main difference is that one I was coaching and one I was a contestant. It's pretty fucking simple. Next question, please.
Next question. Would you feel
I've
that...
been asked that so many times, and every time I think, whoa, are they really asking me this question? But go on, please.
So you just called me stupid, basically?
Well, let's just get more comfortable here.
So, what did you feel that you could bring to these guys, having lived in the house and coming in there as a coach with the experience of living in the house? What did you feel that you could bring the guys? Is that better?
Yes. Yeah. See, much better put. All right. Well, being a contestant, I know kind of what these guys are going through. I know what a big deal it is for them. I know firsthand how this opportunity can change their lives. So, because it wasn't long ago I was there. I was them, and it's completely transformed my life, completely. So, it made me go in there and really want to help these guys as much as possible, because it was 6 years ago, but I still remember like it was yesterday, going in there, wanting to make it as a fighter, sacrificing everything, because you have to be a professional fighter. The sacrifices are huge, and you're just having that mindset of knowing what these guys are going through, made me not sympathise, but empathise with them a little bit.
And obviously it was shot about 3 months ago, and we got a couple of 4 finalists fighting on Saturday night. If you had one thing that you could say to these guys, some guys are going to make it, some are, going to continue fighting, even though they didn't win it or didn't even make it to the finals. But if there was one thing you could tell them, what should they think of if they want to do this as a career?
It's a good question.
Thank you.
Yeah, made up for the last one. Let me see. It's a good question. I mean, there's many things. I mean, a lot of people would probably turn around and say, oh, enjoy it. But it's not about enjoyment. Yes, enjoy it. Of course, I enjoy what I do. But it's a business. They're here to, this is their career. This is what they're doing. It's a lot of hard work, time, sacrifice, all those things. So, you've got to make it pay. Exploit it, do what you can. Get every you've had exposure there on international television, exploit that, make it work for you. Try and earn as much money as you can, because, I'm serious, that's what it's all about at the end of the day. Because it's not going to be long before the next season of The Ultimate Fighter is along, and for some of those guys, they're going to fade into the, they're going to fade into the background. Some guys are going to continue to excel and move forward, and they're going to stick around and be with the UFC hopefully for a long time. So enjoy this moment and really squeeze as much juice as you can out of it, you know. Tate Fletcher, when I was on The Ultimate Fighter, one of the contestants was Tate Fletcher. I remember Tate Fletcher saying a line to me once, and it was very good. He said to me, we've all been given a grape here. He said, out of this grape, some of us will just squish it and that's it, and some of us will make wine. You know, he says, up to us to do what we do with it. And I thought that was a good line, and it's true. I've obviously gone on and made a shit ton of wine. Make wine would be my answer to your question.
And from the guys that lived in that house, who do you see as future winemakers?
Yeah, well, definitely Diego. Diego, for sure, is an incredible talent. TJ Dillashaw. Akira, definitely. I'm serious. I'm not just saying that because you guys are Swedish. Definitely Akira. Akira's, you know, he's a big personality. You know, he's very entertaining. He's a very entertaining guy. Yeah, Akira's got a future for sure, as well as being a great striker. I mean, he's an entertaining guy, but you know, I mean, that helps. You know, marketability is very important. You know, so and he's got that as well as the fighting skills. Who else? John Dodson, obviously, he's a great talent. You know, pretty much the whole cast. There was only a small minority of people that I wasn't impressed with, and with the new weight classes in the UFC now, a lot of these guys are going to have a platform. You know, and they'll have the fan base and the ability to go forward and continue to have a career in the UFC. So I think we'll see a lot of these guys around for quite some time.
You think any of them has what it takes to become a champion?
Definitely, TJ and Diego.
Potential future UFC champions.
100%. Diego inspires me. You know, the way he fights. You know, you can't help but be inspired by that. The guy's ferocious. He's very ferocious, and I watched him and thought, yeah, you know, I like the way he fights, you know. I'm going to fucking fight like that.
Talking about championships and belts, you mentioned a couple of times that you felt that you've been overlooked a little bit, or you want to be the next in line for that title. How far away do you think you are from a title shot?
Well, to address the first point, you know, yeah, it's annoying me a little bit. You know, Brian Stan beats Chris Lieben. And all of a sudden he's, you know, wow, he beat Chris Lieben, you know, which I did 3 years ago, you know, and he failed his steroid test. And then now Mark Munoz beats Chris Lieben, you know, and now he's you know, in a number one contender matchup, you know. There was a loss that came at a critical moment in my career, so which kind of put me back a little bit. But I've worked my way up, and I'm back there. I'm right in the mix. I've got a win on Saturday night. And I believe I have a right to say I want to fight for the title, but I don't think I'll get a title shot after this fight. I'll probably have a number one contender matchup. Obviously, that's down to Joe Silva and Dana and Lorenzo and all those guys. And I respect their decision, whatever it is, you know. They're the guys that run the company. I'm just an employee. So, you know, whatever they decide, I'm sure it'll be the right thing. But, you know, I think maybe one more fight after this one.
You're from England. An island race of fighters, love to fight, and you are in many ways the face of British MMA. And Dan Hardy was definitely up there. Obviously, he's had a couple of setbacks in his career.
Sure.
What do you think that you bring? Now, England, we're seeing it. We have a couple of organisations over there doing really, really well as well. What about the British MMA? Where is it? Where is it going? And how are you kind of leading that?
Well, excuse me. You know, I mean, I don't look at myself as, you know, the leader of British MMA. People throw that around a lot sometimes, and you know, they say, "Oh, the poster boy," and this and that. I never class myself as the poster boy or anything. I'm just a guy that's trying to do what I can for myself and my family. You know, British MMA. I think we've got a very good, thriving scene. There's a lot of great fighters, a lot of good fighting talent. We've got a lot of good up-and-coming talent. You know, we have... pardon me, let me get rid of this.
You can get it if you want. You can take it.
Hold on. Damien. I'm hold on, check this. You might want to watch this on the internet. Hold on, first of all, I'm being filmed on camera right now with a microphone in my face, but they said I can take the phone call for comedy effect. I'm going to put the phone to the microphone so they can hear what you say, but send a little message to Sweden. 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 This is a Swedish website that's filming me. Send a little message to Sweden.
What do I say to Sweden? IKEA's not cool anymore, alright?
IKEA's not cool anymore.
American.
He's American.
Keep falling out.
Yeah, IKEA's not cool. That was a good one. Listen, I'll call you back.
Alright, bye.
All right, I love IKEA.
You love IKEA? What else do you love about Sweden? Except from Akira.
I've never been there. I really want to go. I really want to go to Sweden. Never been. A lot of places in Europe that I never got the chance to travel to yet. I don't know too much about Sweden, if I'm honest. But yeah, I mean,
Except that we beat you in the European Cup.
well, yeah, there is that. There is that. But I think we hold a victory over you as well, so kind of evens it out. But a few victories, I think. But
What was the question?
yeah.
Sure. The question was British, being British.
British MMA scene, yeah. No, it's thriving. We've got a lot of good fighting talent. You know, a lot of websites, a lot of good gyms these days. You know, yeah. I think the European scene in general is very, very good. I mean, people tend to look at on the world scene. They look at America, Brazil, Japan, and maybe Russia. You know, as the dominating forces. But if outside of England, if we say Europe. You know, there's some great fighting talent in Europe as a whole, and I think sometimes we're overlooked. But you know, the wrestling has been a factor. I think the European strikers are the best in the world, and I stand. Yeah, definitely. I think we have the best striking in the world, and once a lot of people address the wrestling situation so they can utilise the striking more, we're going to see more and more European champions.
And talking about striking versus wrestling, your fight on Saturday with Mayhem, obviously it's in a way your striking background versus wrestling. Is that what we're going to see on Saturday, do you believe?
Yeah, well, maybe, but I look at myself as a complete mixed martial artist these days. Yeah. So I'm gonna, I'm gonna fight him smartly. I'm gonna look to keep it on the feet, and I'm gonna look to knock him out. But if the opportunity for a takedown is there, I'm gonna take the takedown and ground and pound him. I believe my defense is good enough, to do him a lot of damage on the floor, and. I'm going to, I've got good ground and pound. I've finished a lot of guys with ground and pound. So, yeah, I'm going to look to use that skill, and I'm going to look to keep him guessing so he doesn't know what's coming, Just while he gets used to the stand-up, I'll take him down. When he thinks the takedown's coming, he's going to get kicked in the head. That's the plan.
And lastly, two great matchups at 135 and 145 on Saturday night. Any predictions for those guys?
Yeah, I mean, I've got to go with my guys, Diego. And that, hand on heart, Diego's going to win. I think Dennis Bermudez is a good fighter. He's a good wrestler, but I think Akira took him to school. Akira had that fight won, and kind of messed up a little bit. I like Dennis. Don't get me wrong. Don't mean to talk trash about the guy, but I think Diego's just going to have too much for him. And in the other fight, TJ versus Dodson. Got to go with TJ, my guy again, but. I kind of thought it was going to be a close fight, but after watching the semi-final last night, Dodson against Johnny Bedford, I'm leaning with TJ. I think TJ beats him, but never count Dodson out because he's a little ball of energy.
We are, aren't we? Little balls of energy.
You are little balls of energy.
Michael, thank you very much. Looking forward to seeing you on Saturday night.
My 2 balls of energy. Thank you.
Mate. Appreciate it.
Cheers, mate.